Challenge Series returns for week 157. We are getting ever closer to the next championship. Championship that's not actually been decided what it'll be yet, but it's probably going to be the Clubman Cup, just because we did the 600 class before, the Sunday Cup. Monday's racing takes us to Barcelona Circuit, or Catalunya, or whatever. The track that's in Spain for the 715 class, as is more or less customary at this point. I think there's been more episodes this season that I have had Logan in the booth with me than not.
Yeah, I don't think I was in the booth for the last week.
No.
Yeah, had some stuff to deal with Demon Sports.
I'm not even gonna concern myself. We are Green from Catalunya. You've also seen this week's POV driver launch in second. Is that just the new meta for rear-wheel drive cars in this class?
Okay, so the display wasn't wrong. That's actually okay. You know what? I'm not gonna ask questions.
Maybe Team AMT are just onto something, trying to pioneer some shit. Because that's the same team as Ryza, who was the one who did it last week in this class. Also, that she's in this race too, but she started higher on the grid. She also didn't launch in second this time, so I don't know. I lost track of that BMW. There we go. Let's see. There is one new car, so to speak, and it's, well, technically two. One just being repainted. Nico's aesthetic is a little difficult to miss. If that looks familiar, that's because that's technically my car. We just painted it pink because I have a new sponsorship. I don't know when or why exactly Powerade of all companies are just like, yeah, you, and specifically me, and not anybody else on Mercury, so I couldn't, hand this off to, like, Green or anybody else who has driven Corvettes before, which I think is literally just Green, but, with our team kind of at the poverty line, it'd be kind of dumb to turn down a sponsorship thing from the fucking Coca-Cola company. Yeah, I know you're sponsored by Pepsi over there. It's weird. I would have thought I'd be sponsored by Pepsi as well, but here we are. As is customary, we have damn near half the grid going in on lap 1 for mostly just lap 1 shoving. Yeah, basically probably just an accordion effect if I had to guess.
Races on the first lap and turn off completion.
I think we'd be on to much bigger things in the world of motorsports if we could figure out how to do that.
Yeah. But huge turnout from Mopar Garage this race.
Yeah, I think they were doing like equipment maintenance for a while, trying to get their setups and whatnot up to par.
Yeah, I did hear they had some of their funding for this motorsport season cut down due to Stellantis and Ram doing something stateside.
Interesting. Would not have expected Ram to be back in racing just in general, as Jackson Steele just kind of swats me around, basically. I don't know if Yumiya trying to stand up for me or something. The fuck? It's sort of hard to catch from the replay camera from Yumiya's perspective, but that's just not how that's supposed to work. And that definitely isn't. It just bars me out of the way, and then he doesn't even make the turn, and yeah, Yumiya gives him a necessary shove for that impressive display.
Surprised that Viper didn't go for a trip to Japan.
And based on the color, that must be more of a water snake than a sand viper. Yumiya crests the top 5, out-dragging another viper and Spencer Snyder.
I think there's 4 in this race. Like 4 snakes in this race.
Yeah, we have Snyder, we have Steel, Vic Trivials up here in 11th, and...
Oh! He beats back there. Oh, and don't forget Nico.
Yeah, we have... There's also Bernice's Viper, so we have 6 Vipers in the race, 4 of them belonging to Mopar Garage. This is just an entire jungle. Well, contact between teammates, but...
Cue the Guns N' Roses.
Yeah. Apparently, as I understand, Yumiya knows plenty about guns, so go figure. Yeah, it's a shame your team and AMT hate each other right now, because I think you'd get along with Yumiya to some extent. She reminds me a little bit of, a little bit of Thea. She's fighting De La Cruz down to turn 10. Kept his nose there, but he fucked up his line on the way in, so he couldn't do anything. There's an AMT 245 at the moment, with, well, your team kind of out of representation here. Bernice is down in like 11th, and you got damage on lap 1.
Whoa, that was a little much on the inside.
We kind of don't police that,
Yeah.
to be honest.
I think it also helps that we've never really been in a situation where that line through that corner is really viable, but there's a will, there's a way, and there's a way, there's a BMW.
And there's also De La Cruz getting into the back of Nico.
Uh-oh, that's a problem.
Yeah, you think.
Because I think that sets AMC up for a 1-2-3.
Yeah, and their only contest would be Mopar Garage running 6-7 at the moment. And then I'm just kind of here. Yeah, we have well, currently, but it's subject to change, 289 on Mercury, and like 6th, 7th, and 11th on Mopar. 310 on Southern Speed Co. And then it's like a 145 on AMT. So there's just basically 4 big teams in this race. And everybody else is just kind of here, it seems like. We just saw Yumiya get sideways up here out of turn 9, but it didn't really matter.
Coming to the final lap. Let's see if Mopar Garage can can take the fight to AMT.
Not when they damage each other. They cannot.
Never mind.
Jackson Steele is having a bit of a problem at turn 10. First he barges me out of the way, then he rear ends his teammate, giving them both damage. If you just waited one more lap to do something like that, at least you wouldn't have to pit for it, but now you do, and now you're both just gonna end up with, you know, losing on like an easy double top 5 at least. And now by doing absolutely nothing, I'm back in 4th, and Ryza's trying to pass her teammate for 2nd. She is hardly on the brakes there. Actually, I don't think that was that close, but I think that's just perspective. Kramer holds off the McLaren, well, SLR McLaren. I always do that. Because Mercedes isn't really part of the normal name of this car, so...
It is a car of all time. Also, it looks like only the top 7 did not get damaged this race.
Yeah, Nico's 8th with damage in the race. So, unless it's like somehow these two didn't have damage, and despite Stephanie's best efforts to damage that Viper, but it didn't do anything. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure they also got damage in this race. I have a hard time believing these two cars in this class just are off the pace in this.
Those are two of the top cars in this class normally.
Yeah, and Ryza, we just saw at the last second, sent another maneuver on Sebastian Kramer at the final hairpin, basically, but that is her last opportunity. It's basically just flat out to the line from here, but either way you spin it, that is a 1-2-3 for Team AMT, and Yumiya Leisfeld is going to be leading them across the stripe. Nowhere near the fastest lap of the race, though. Sienna was hauling ass back here in, 17th. Didn't really accomplish much there, but...
Good job, Evie.
But, yeah, 1-2-3 for AMT, and then, I guess 4-5-8 for Mercury. What's with all the rhyming here? And then 7th for Dick Trivial. Just, like, the last of the cars that didn't get hurt in the confusion, pretty much.
Hey, sometimes you're good, sometimes you're lucky.
Yeah, this is just an unusual amount of attrition for Barcelona. I would expect this from something like Tokyo East or Trial Mountain, where the weird track layout kind of lends itself to that, but not here. Well, this is going to be a wild one. We head to Tsukuba for 750 class racing. Yeah, this was a Logan brainchild. I would never even think of this, and Thrasher is not really a fan of this venue, so...
We needed to do something, so... And what I was not expecting when I got the approval for this idea was, 750R showed up.
I mean, it makes sense to me, honestly.
Yeah.
A track this compact, why are you gonna bring some hypercar or something there, like, your, well, like the LaFerrari or something that, like, Notario drives, or your C5 Corvette, you'd just be sliding around. The 750R class, with a couple of exceptions, is full of low-power race cars that can probably take half of this track flat.
Well, let's get into this race. Zoom.
We are away from this clown show here at Tsukuba. This is basically the clown car of racetracks with how short it is. It's barely 1.25 miles long. Shiro Suzuka is the POV in this one. We have literally every vehicle in 750R running this. I feel like this must be some kind of case where every person in the class was like, oh, this is the perfect opportunity to use my car. It's low power and high grip. And then every single driver in this class had the exact same idea. And when everyone is special, no one is.
Oh man.
Then again, we also have this thing in the class, which is the exact opposite of low power, high grip. And
I'm still trying to figure out how.
Because it starts on mediums. And there's just enough power to, like, basically play a game of keep away with Juan Santo here. But I think the bigger threats to look for are the
Super GT cars on home soil?
Yeah, the YTK Super GTs, who are running 3-4-5 behind Juan Santo and the Renault minivan. Juan's had enough. He tried to stick his nose down the inside, but he forced Mulsanne to concede, and he just has to use a little bit of muscle, I guess I'd say. Oh, we got all the Super GTs fighting. Celica hangs on around the outside somehow, but I think Suzuka is not done with her yet.
Also love it due to the short lap time. This is a 11-lap race.
They are 3 wide as the van continues to be a fucking obstacle, shoving Suzuka off the circuit. Finally, the 98 looks like he's going to deal with the van. And now Lightning has to deal with it next, while he watches his peers in this sort of microcosm or microclass of cars just get away. Freedom, basically.
This is just...
This race is kind of split into two classes because even all the other drivers that didn't bring their 750R...
Oh, somebody was just having a beach episode. Oh, big crash!
Multiple beach episodes, oh my god! They both just didn't turn, they both just understeered straight into the wall. There were no admins in the race, so nobody really saw this.
I thought you were covering this race.
I was covering it, but I guess I just didn't see it, or I didn't think to throw the caution because neither of them are on the track. But Emmy had to go around with a massive amount of engine damage she didn't report that she had. Ray Guy's car is fine, but obviously the fact that this thing gets the end of the race means that wasn't terminal somehow, despite everything.
Oh, yeah, this is the Demon Sports mad scientist. This is the one who helped build everything and fix everything.
Right, but a DNF is still a DNF. Yeah. Even if she can fix it, that doesn't mean she can just magically not be damaged. But as I was going to say, we kind of have everybody else who's not in 750R running, still racing cars, mostly in the Group 3 class. Actually, I think entirely in the Group 3 class. Yeah. So, everybody here has a fuckload of grip. Even the ones that don't have the most grip still have plenty.
Ooh,
down the inside.
To the lead in the hairpin.
Ambush tactics on the 43. He's going to have a chance to claim it back, though. And he's going to get ahead on the... Never mind! Around the outside. There's the difference between 2000 and 2008. Juan Santos probably a little rattled by that. He defends from Suzuka. He's not letting that happen again. He's overdone it. That is a rejoin, but everybody's going so slowly they had time to react. That did, however, just prevent Lightning from getting by the van because he had to slow down for Juan Santos.
Now he's got to pick a fight with Group C cars.
Yeah, he's got Nakazato there in the 787B. That was close.
God, this is a great race.
Absolute chaos. Part of me is like, I wish I had caught that was a bigger crash. That's camera shake on the last lap, but also I think it would have been wrong to interrupt whatever's going on here. Santo's gonna get back away from this train of vehicles led by the van. Somehow Lightning still hasn't found a way to finish the job, despite being in effectively the same car as what Suzuka and Silica are driving. Silica is out of here!
Yeah, she's catching lap traffic.
You saw the state of Emmy's car. No wonder that thing became lapped traffic. See how kind Emmy feels like being to the leader.
Yeah, it is. As you can see, the understeer kicking in, because that is still front engine, front wheel drive 90% of the time.
Yeah, we got drama in the lower mid pack.
The shenanigans of this class at times just cracks me up.
Kari just too late on the brakes, and the car was too much load on it to steer out of the way and still get stopped in time.
Welcome to the Challenge Series, where a GT500, a Group C, V12 swap Renault, and old GT1 cars are duking it out.
Yeah, Lightning and Nakazato have finally gotten away from the van, but that is a day late and $1 short, to say the least, because now Juan Santo isn't that far away, and we all know Lightning's got a very fierce competitive rivalry with him. But Neither one of them are really in contention for the win here, as Silica is in another time zone at this point.
Yeah.
Who would have figured the Japanese girl in the Japanese car doing well on the Japanese track? A very small track for who is admittedly a very small driver, so this might as well be like her home away from home. Suzuka's not completely lost the plot yet, but like, you know, he's not really there. There's a slight redesign on Lightning's car. His design slightly changes every time we see this thing. Ever since he won at Spa, you know, not too long ago, he added like this like kind of prismatic tint to the side skirts.
Yeah, that was a shock to see, but honestly, I think it's honestly pretty cool.
And Lightning, as we're talking about him, he manages to send it on Santo at the hairpin there, and he's going to hang on to third with that move. So I was right in my prediction. It is definitely these 2008 GT500s that are just the big threat. Speaking of threats, if we're just going to consider 750R and this Group 3 like micro class to be separate, then I guess Iris is leading that category. She's not being paid for winning a class, but on a spiritual level, she is leading a category, I would say. It is really weird to see Iris in a race and not see Isabelle somewhere on the grid, though.
Yeah, did you see her before the race? Anywhere?
I mean, I think she is here in, like, the infield, but not on the track, because I guess she just figured that her normal GT wasn't going to fit here. 2 laps to go. That is a significant margin still between Silica and Suzuka. I think this race might be a foregone conclusion, even if Silica's lap times have fallen off of what they were at the start of the race.
Now, is that her just not pushing as hard, or is she tore up her tires?
I think she's just taking it easy. She knows she's built a huge advantage the second that she just kind of put the pedal to the metal after getting ahead of Santo. And I mean, it's, you know, it's not incorrect. The lead is still holding. It's not as big as it used to be, but it's a difficult ask to gain 3 seconds in 1 lap, especially when the lap is not even a mile and a half long. And their cars are really, really similar in terms of, you know, what they're capable of. They're basically the same in power and weight. It's literally just, do you want mid-engine or front-engine? And mid-engine is probably the better call here because of all these low-speed turns. To be fair, Suzuka did, I think, pull in about a second, maybe second and a half on Silica, but this is the last turn.
Yeah,
for this NSX, and I am pretty sure Silica is going to cross this line here driving at maybe 60%. Suzuka P2, Lightning a rather distant P3, and it's going to be a podium lockout for the 2008 class of GT500 at Tsukuba. We can call Iris an honorary class winner here, considering, you know, she's the leading non-750R, but at the end of the day, that's just finishing 7th. So...
yeah. And, oh, hi Sinon, did not see you there.
That's another car that I'm like, that might be an absolute weapon if that gets to the lead, but it never did. It started second to last in the class, only ahead of Suzuka. But we have seen even on more high-speed tracks, this thing, if it gets to the front, just wave the checkers. So... But then again, that's exactly what Silica did, so I don't know. Art of Speed, at least in this class, they very clearly have one strategy in mind the second they hit the road. It is Wednesday, my dudes. Logistically speaking, going from Spain to Japan to France is a little strange, but Well, we're usually good for it. There's not a whole lot of overlap between the lineups of the two races anyway, and the ones that are or were in both. I don't think they have many problems. In a pinch, we all know Demon Sports has their fancy ass portals. They could probably just take an entire grid of cars from Japan to France and then right on over to Daytona in a matter of 2 days. I don't think it matters. But
Yeah, no issue at all.
But yeah, I'll say such a, I don't know. I've never heard an official pronunciation from anybody who is actually aware of how to speak French. We are green from Alsace, and I think the cameraman has a favorite for the race. Unfortunately for the cameraman, that's front-wheel drive, and loses 3 places off the grid. Me and Yumi are too wide at a hairpin again. This is a weird coincidence. There's exactly 1 new driver in this race. Koki... I think it's Koki or is it Kuki? I think it's Koki. Sawatari. In an A110R, I think it's technically is. That's a driver. He hasn't even spoken to anybody yet. He just filled the fucking registration without a single word. Yeah, that is the only new car here. Somewhere in the field, Iris, having just, I guess, spiritually won the 750 GT class in the last race, is the POV car in this one. In her Escort Cosworth. Already into 8th, 1 lap in. This is a track where the playing field's a little more even because we haven't raced here very many times and nobody's really had much testing to do here. So there's a little bit of adaptability in play here as Iris understeers into Hanamaru's door, and the ladder doesn't move up the track at all despite the contact.
Track for this category has potential to put on absolutely great racing.
Yeah, this is a track we're trying to look more into over time. The first time we raced here, it was a good race outside of the test track where we used to run 525 and still kind of do, we just don't do it. We just haven't done it in a while.
Ooh, welcome walking up into that heavy braking zone. And victim?
It doesn't seem like it. Actually, seems like... Oh, never mind. I was not aware of where the pit lane was. Okay, we have Wanda Glass and Arahabaki and Ruby in on lap 1. Looks like between Glass and Arahabaki, it's just a missed braking point. There we go. And it looks like the locking up must have come from either Liza or Rain, based on, I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell from that camera. Was Iris bum drafting her sister there? What it looked like.
I did not do that. I've had like 1 conversation with her.
Yeah, I imagine Iris is one of those that very few people get to talk to, because anybody that tries and isn't authorized gets a death glare from her older sister, who's just made the moves on me for a podium position. So not much I can do, but Isabel just passed me in Silica and just opened the door for Iris. What is this 4D chess these two are playing? The fuck? Iris passes me and, or Isabel passes me and Iris is like, ooh, is for me? No, it wasn't, but sure, and I've just been passed by a Mini Cooper. Clearly this GTO needs some work on literally every department except getting off the starting grid. I thought that was contact. I think that was just... Was that Iris locking up, or was there just contact that didn't do damage? I couldn't tell from the camera.
I think it was due to how wide Iris went in that corner. I think she locked up. This is gonna be an
I just have no power in this GTO. It's kind of depressing.
Yeah.
I'm just getting swamped.
I know a thing or two about that.
This should be it right here, I imagine. Yeah, they both have a huge run on that A110. Down the inside for the 29. Elbows out and everything.
One makes it full, the other just follows right on through.
Now they've both arrived at the doorstep of Yumiya, who already has one win on the week, but I don't think Isabel's going to be letting her have a second. Yumiya did slam the door, though. She's not letting Iris through so easily. Never mind. She's crossed her over on exit. Four-wheel drive advantages go. And suddenly, for what I think might be the first time, we have an Aspinall 1-2 on track.
What is this?
I could expect it from Isabel, but I guess just
Yeah.
Iris being able to just follow Isabel through all of the cracks in the field, pretty much. Iris didn't do a lot of work, but sometimes it's literally just work smarter, not harder.
Now, the question is, does Iris just follow her sister in for a 1-2, or does Iris decide to take the gloves off?
I mean, they're siblings. I imagine they're not just gonna be... I don't think it's gonna be passive. I don't think it's gonna be aggressive, but probably low risk, but not no risk.
Ooh, Isabel got tied in the corner. Slides are tracking through Iris.
Isabel has the momentum, though. She leans on her quarter panel. Okay. Gloves are off.
Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Up the hill. Does Iris try to cross over? No.
Isabel kept the door closed.
Left it open there.
And Isabel took the shortest distance, but that leaves Iris the chance to send it. Nothing doing
They'll
yet.
take a weird line through that final set of corners. Gonna get the better run off. Puts four in the dirt.
It's a rally car.
Oh, rally now. Bumper to the back of the 29.
Sibling rivalry, go! A block from the 29.
What's crazy is they're racing this hard and they're still pulling away from third.
Yeah, Yumiya's got her mirror full of the Alpine and Ryza. Down the inside again, another tire in the dirt. Gotta run from the little sister to take the lead. I don't think Isabel's gonna take that. The voice crack! Like Zoid Scoob!
And overdrive the exit of the corner. Gonna get the run. The door open for Isabel. Pinch?
Oh yeah, a lot of pinch.
Contact?
That's also close. I don't think there was contact with that kink though.
Ooh, Isabel tried to try to run herself.
It sweeps around the outside as Isabel gets tight again though. That's gonna decide this one.
Don't know.
No. Isabel's gonna get the
Isabel's
exit.
still there.
She clears with the horsepower advantage. And not clear. No send from the 299. Probably playing the long game. Yeah, Isabel got a little sideways. RS doesn't have to worry about that at all. Crossover, sort of. No,
Oh, it's
not
gonna be a
enough
run
speed.
to the braking zone, and who has the better brake?
The Escort's much lighter, so it should be Iris.
Ooh, Isabel takes the inside, the overdrives the corner.
What was that sweeping motion? You left the door wide open, you fool! And Iris is gonna double cross over her sister. And she's doing a little wiggling across the line. She's just taunting her big sister. What the fuck? Oh boy. Iris wins slobber knocker here at Alsace. Yumiya completes the podium. She's got 2 podiums in 2 races. She wasn't in the Tsukuba race because she doesn't have a 750 class car at all. Sabatari 4th on debut, and it's a 3-5 for AMT, but, well, safe to say they kind of got outshined here in this race by the melee between the NFR forts. You could probably... I wonder if that grass was kicked up by one of those 2 on the last lap or something. I didn't see. Say the fucking line.
We are here at the penultimate round at Laguna Seca.
The 525 class this time around. We go... actually, yeah, we like decrease. We've gone from 750 to 640 to 525. A rare week where 675 is not involved whatsoever. Oh, it's in the roulette race, but we have no set-aside event for it. Holy shit, it is foggy here, by the way. I was so locked in the race, I didn't really notice that it was this misty during the running. We are away from the penultimate round. We're away very slowly, I might add. Contact already.
Harry just bodied somebody.
I don't even know who she bodied. I couldn't tell.
I think it might have been Thrasher.
Yeah, so by the way, this is a new car. Chika Takami with a 525 class Suzuki Carry with an engine that clearly didn't come with the car. Yep, just gets caught off guard by the garbage truck and just barges Thrasher out of her way to maintain this momentum. Yeah, that is, I think, a motorcycle engine of some kind, as her bestie Yo in the background just dove both you and the truck. There's 5 new cars in this race, including Chica's, and most of them are news. You have Nico in a Corolla 11 with all of the sponsors, like, ever. Some of them are hard to see from this camera angle, but believe me, there's like 30 logos on this car. I think those... no, never mind, I thought those would be a pass. Hiding behind Yo, we have Ellie in a Honda Beat. And a matching livery on Umi's Volvo 240 Estate. And then lastly is Kotori in a Sprite Mazda 6, because I guess Powerade wasn't the only Coca-Cola company sponsorship we picked up this week. But I, myself, without Coca-Cola, but instead with Tyson Foods on the car, are we just becoming, like, Kroger sponsored? Are we just gonna turn into, like, fucking Ryan Priest at this point? Sponsored by all of the food brands? Are we gonna pick up, like, a Cheerios sponsorship next week?
Would not surprise me, honestly.
I mean, I guess it makes sense we would pull a bunch of sponsors. What could be more marketable than a team full of former school idols? And yet the first major sponsor we get was specifically aiming at me and, you know, picking me to drive the car and not one of them. I imagine the reason I didn't get the Sprite sponsorship too is because I already had this car. But, I'm already up to 4th. I don't usually say this, but this thing felt very dialed in at this track. I usually don't really do very well here compared to the likes of Thrasher or Natsuki, who's currently leading, and that's probably mostly because she was pretty much taught how to run here by Thrasher and by Veronica, who also lives around here, but it's just not had the benefit of the starting grid and hasn't been able to move up at all. I say that as she's trying to move up ahead of Kotori, not that you can see because that absolute fucking massive vehicle.
And that's still not the largest vehicle in the race.
Yeah, no, the Mazda 6 doesn't really look that big normally, but then you put it near these vehicles and that thing looks massive. and then just truck. Round the outside, and I am the new race leader. It's only taken 1 4/5 of a lap. Natsuki thought about sending it, but she couldn't get far enough down the inside to really manifest anything. And now she's gonna have another Sprinter 11 in her mirrors with Nico right on her tail.
You're into the hairpin contact?
I don't know, it might have been bumped to the back of the 68 or Nico moved over at the last possible second, but that moves... that puts her ahead of Natsuki. Her and her 11 sponsors will be proud of that move.
Just 11?
Let me see here. There's Robert's Bakery, Ito Tires, Data Swallow, which I've never even heard of that company before, Brembo. Some of these are hard to see from this far away. General Resource, I think, is the big G logo on the hood. The usual Love Live ones of like Sunrise, Lantis, and Dengeki Magazine. I think AC Delco, Monroe, and Champion are the ones on that horizontal kind of overhead there on the door and on the hood. So yeah, I think that is literally 11 or 12.
Alrighty.
Mercury is more than prepared to turn ourselves into walking billboards at this point. I mean, Ellie's car has just as many sponsors on it. A lot of them companies I had not heard of in a while, if at all. I know RT Silvolo was like a big deal in like the Real Racing Ritz days, but that's been long past. It's mostly the same on Umi's car. We have the Sprite thing going on with Kotori's Mazda 6. Veronica is just not finding any speed right now. I don't know.
Yeah, that's... Of all the drivers to be good here, you would expect her.
Yeah, it's her and Thrasher. Thrasher considers this his own track. He's actually closer to here than Portland International, and Veronica literally lives, or, well, she doesn't live, she lives in Tokyo, but she was born around here. She's just as familiar with Laguna Seca as anybody else. And it's not a car issue because there's 3 Honda Beats, and Ellie is holding position in 10th, and I'm literally getting away with murder at the moment with how far ahead I've just suddenly gotten.
How about that airline food?
We're just gonna save some time. We're not going to the general, but we are going to the final lap of the race. There's not been any changes in the top half of the field, basically. Despite how close you are to the back of Ellie's car.
The Miata just looks so large next to that.
Yeah, the Honda Beat is, I think, the smallest car, possibly in the whole series, certainly in this race.
I think the only car that's eligible that might be a little smaller is, almost want to say the Beetle?
I think even the Beetle is much taller than this, and a little longer because of the chrome bumper extensions and such. I don't know why I was pushing it to the limit. I had, like, at least 11, 12 seconds in hand, and I was still going for the time record. And I think there's not a shadow of a doubt that if anybody is tracking this class's record at this track, I just broke it by a lot.
You don't pay attention to that.
It's a final turn, and we are bringing the chicken nuggets to victory lane, if we had a victory lane in the challenge series, but I don't even want to begin to estimate how far ahead I just won this race by, but Yeah, 8:28, like 4, somewhere thereabouts. Nico crosses. Fucking 16 seconds later, Nico crosses for P2. It's not the biggest margin of victory because that was definitely at the endurance race at the start of the month, but for a 5-lap, 8.5-minute race, winning by 16 seconds is something I did not think I would ever do. That's like Juan Santo or Lightning territory when they have like the only 750R vehicle on the track.
Even when Lightning debuted his car here, I don't even think he dominated that badly.
No, it was only about 6 or 7 seconds back because Juan Santo was keeping him honest. If it was the gap between him and the next non-750R car, then yeah, he beat Thea by like 27, but he only beat Juan by like 6. But, yeah, I guess just eat your protein, motherfuckers. I don't know. Shit. We head to the roulette race late Friday evening, and what the fuck was that full name that you threw at me a minute ago?
The Demon Sports Testing Facility at Michelin Raceway Road, Atlanta.
I thought it was the official testing facility.
You think I'm in charge of the paperwork of how we branded this facility?
Yes, I do.
Sir, you are mistaken.
No, I'm Riker. We are away from... I'm just calling it Road Atlanta. Fuck that. With another super wide camera shot at the starting grid. If I had a nickel for every time Nico has been on the pole in this Viper this week, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but motherfucker, huh? How's it happened twice? And she started 3rd at Laguna Seca. What is with this? Is she rigging the starting grid randomizer, or what the fuck?
I don't know, I'm not in charge of that.
I'm not either, technically. I don't run Mercury, Honoka does. And Evelyn Sienna, running her 2nd race of the week, is the POV driver, and she's already into the top 5 after 48 seconds of racing.
On one hand, I got passed for position at my team's home track, clearly in the name, but it was also good to see Evie out here doing good.
Yeah, this is a... didn't you point out earlier that this is like the last track the real version of this car raced at or something?
Yeah, one of the, if not the last official races for a factory Dodge GTE/GTLM program would have been here.
Or just blocked a car in a class lower than her.
Yeah.
And Sienna was having none of it, and got ahead anyway. Yeah, there are no 750 class cars in this race, nor are there any 525s. I don't know if there are there are ton of 600s. There's like 5. Riho, Lifa, the Kurosawa sisters, and Silica, who now has damage because she broke really fucking early on me at turn 1, despite having more downforce. Not ecstatic, but I suppose a stewarding team would probably say it was actually my fault because I have to... It's the chasing car's job to avoid rear-end contact, but I thought she'd be braking later than me, man. She's going slower, she's in a lighter car with aero on it. Hug me, I guess.
No thanks.
And then I think... Was that me or Nifter that hit her? Okay, I guess it was me, but I just didn't feel the contact. Maybe because part of my bumper was already damaged, so... I guess I'm the drama here at Road Atlanta. Also, me and Yumiya, again, she and I cannot be separated this week in the worst way. I thought somebody was spinning back here. No, just the tires screaming for mercy through the S's. I'm surprised you and Noir managed to swap places without trading any paint.
Yeah, I just told her she was number one as I drove right past.
We are number one. I thought the Superbird was more of a Corvette thing.
Yeah. I thought it was a Plymouth thing.
I thought it was the word.
Sir, we don't have the licenses to finish that joke.
Skip ahead a bit. The class spread was really enforced in this race, and it didn't take long for the drivers to kind of settle out. That said, that is a difference in aero versus no aero. Holy shit. Around the outside at the fucking S's, and a car that's in the same category, that is something.
Yeah. Yeah, that is absolutely 100% something.
Now it is a battle between a pair of Vipers to, well, if Sienna gets up to Nico and Kramer doesn't, you know, try to take that spot away or whatever. As, at some point, Steel got ahead of you, so we might be seeing 3 Vipers fight for the win, actually.
Yeah, the Dodges seem to be really, set up for this race.
It's just weird. This doesn't seem like a Viper kind of track, and I would know what suits this car because I've driven a Viper for 156 weeks before finally putting it down for the foreseeable future to drive this.
Yeah, except, what happened to your Viper once again?
It's up here.
Yeah, it's now pink.
What's wrong with pink, motherfucker? Sure, it's a little more fluorescent than I would like, but...
It just feels weird to see that particular Viper now pink.
Look, some jackass threw a red sock in the wash, okay? I don't know who on Muse wears red socks, but... Probably Nico, actually. I don't know. Maybe Maki? Look, I don't know. I don't exactly pay attention to the socks worn by my teammates. The fucking sentence! I do not control the speed at which lobsters die, nor do I pay attention to the socks worn by my teammates on Mercury Racing. Anyway, how about that airline food, or how about Jackson Steele stealing third from Sebastian Kramer?
The commentary booth this week is officially unhinged.
No, this is not Wreckfest.
Not the racing unhinged, but we're just unhinged.
Somehow, as I was just roaming around with the camera, I missed the pass for the race lead. Good job, Riker. Last second block, okay. Sienna was a switcheroo. She's probably seen that once or twice, clearly. And a new Viper takes the lead. It is a Viper podium lockout. Okay. Man, really wish I had mine. I mean, I guess it's still technically my Viper in second. It is still owned by me. We just fucking repainted it and gave it to Nico while I drive this Powerade car. But again, it's a huge thing because it's like A, financial security, B, the car is technically owned by Powerade, so it's kind of a weird thing where it's like, even if the thing gets beat to shit, we don't have to handle repair costs. They're doing that. Nico is gonna try and shoot around the outside of Sienna. You tried to outbreak a Group 3, it fucking worked, okay. But run off the top, so to speak. Sienna's gonna hang on to the lead. should be just barely 2 to go. No, it's not actually. These laps are just going to be a little too short for 2 to go. We're like 3 actually. This field spread is brutal.
Yeah.
We got Nepgear and Ryza fighting for 8th, which looks like to be 3rd in class. And Ryza's gonna hang on to it again. We'll see if she can get after the equally heavy LC500 ahead as Uni makes her first appearance on the track since her and Noir both got hit with suspensions. Noir returned a couple weeks ago, but Uni wasn't in much of a rush to return to racing, so to speak. Nilu, meanwhile, is under threat from the 640 class leader, despite being in the 675 car. And also that 640 class leader is ahead of me because, well, Rain didn't get damage in the race, and my dumbass did. And Lifa is leading 600, ahead of the 640 class car in the form of Sawatari. Oh, we got lead lap traffic, suddenly.
Lap traffic.
The leaders are hitting lap traffic is what I meant to say, but, you know, brain. Looks like Sienna had no problems clearing this traffic, but Nico wasn't so lucky, being just straight up so rounded by 600 class cars trying to get through that chicane. Jackson Steele enters the picture and has a clear shot ahead of... Never mind, he's boxed in, okay. The lappers know their rights, I guess.
Good.
So ultimately no change in game state from them because they affected literally everybody except Evelyn pretty evenly. The race time has expired, and literally at the first possible opportunity, Noir is going to finish the race. 10-minute, 1-second race time, so she is going to win the 675 over her own sister.
Is that the second sister 1-2 we've had this week?
Yeah. And then Rain is going to win the 640 class. And Lifa should win the 600 class, as there goes the leader ahead of her. I would tend to say she's got that in hand. It's the question of can she keep the 640 car behind her, and the answer to that is looking like no. Those are the leaders! Oh boy, I'm failing with the camera. Battle for second. Viper versus Viper for second place, and Nico's gonna outbreak the hell out of Steel. I did not get a good camera angle on that at all. I knew we'd get multi-class fucking, like, crazy action in a 10.5-minute race. Steel's already closing in on Nico a bunch before they have to pass those two. Huge overspeed from slipstreaming 3 cars. We just couldn't get it done on the brakes. Meanwhile, Sienna, whose lead wasn't as big as I thought it'd be, will head down the hill, and she is gonna win for Mopar Garage, probably their first win in a decent long while. And Nico and Jackson Steele will finish off a Viper podium lockout. And Lifa will not maintain 15th overall, but still definitely winning in her class to, to be the final category winner. Somehow the 600 class was the second biggest class in the race. There were 5 cars in it, and there were only 2 640s. No, 3. This is a 640 car. And meanwhile, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 715 cars. And from highs to lows for Yumiya, not that it was really her fault, I ran into her, but still. Win on Monday and last in the class on Friday. But that is it from week 157. Nice to not have to do any massive fucking damage control or controversy reports for once. Except for that big-ass crash at Tsukuba, but that was self-inflicted, so...
Yeah.